Look at the blooms on that, or the berries. That is crazy. There's nothing that exists quite like that.
Oh, that's got a lot of roots. Look at that. All the way around.
Ah, she got it. She got it. We moved into this property 5 years ago and it was complete grass. There was a few old shrubs and some things that really just needed to be chopped out. I couldn't bring back to life. But look how much it has changed. This is crazy. We've got drifts of hydrangeas and hibiscus, flowering trees, eastern red buds, flowering crab apples, and just color galore. Look how big some of these hydrangeas are. That is just crazy. And in 5 years, this has gone from absolute barren dead grass to this. But the problem is I haven't got quite far enough, and in today's video I've got some really large quick-fire hydrangeas. Quick-fire grow in a spherical shape, and we already have one, but I think 5 would look great in a brand new garden bed dedicated to quick-fire hydrangeas. So we're gonna add quick-fire hydrangeas and a few bonus plants to a brand new garden bed design and really clean up this road edge, so hope you enjoy. So I am really struggling with this one. I've got a garden bed I want to put in of quick-fire, and I want to put them here next to the vanilla strawberry bed, but I just can't make sense of this mess. Got 5 pots out where they could go. I thought you plant in 3s and 5s. So as I go around, I got Dawn redwoods. They're really big Dawn redwoods now, but from this side it just doesn't, I don't see the vision. I've got a gas line going just to the left of my pine here, and I think I'm just gonna have to remove a lot of stuff. Kind of wanted to keep some of these grasses because they're starting to look nice, but won't keep the hydrangeas. These are fire and ice, and they're kind of like quick fire, which is really what I was wanting to have the look of over here from the road. Standing back from the road, I don't know if you can see in that sunset, but it's just kind of a mess here. What was I thinking? I've got a pine here and big Dawn redwoods I won't move. I really like this grass off by itself, but there's 2 hydrangeas in that too, and I've got to get those dug out. I don't know if I'll just give them to somebody on Facebook or if I'll find a different spot for them. I'm going to keep going around this several times before I figure out what I like, what I need to do, and we'll start work. And if we just go to the road, we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll get rid of some of these grasses. But now I just need to cut the lines and dig out a lot of grass. So I'm getting there. I took out maybe 8 or 9 hydrangeas and moved some grasses, took some really ratty grasses out, and overall I like that one. I moved that one back where I took 2 out that were real ratty, and we'll see how the transplant goes when the grass is not dormant. So that'll be a problem. We're gonna get rain at the end of the week, but I'll have to water that in the meantime. That's a really dry root ball. So it gave me room to put 2 quick fires here in the front, and I think that'll look a lot better. This is how it looks from the road, and I think visually we'll see 1, 2, 3 from the road, and then in the back we'll have 2 more from the house looking out. And a Ripley girl back there. What are you doing, girl? Nothing? Just hanging out. She is the best garden dog. I just love her. You having a good day? Oh, you're always having a good day. Now we dig holes. It's hard to be decisive when you've got to dig a hole. So I've got all my holes dug, and I dug 3 extra on this corner. I got all the pots where the quick fires are gonna go buried, and this 3 I just couldn't pass up. I wanted to get these in the ground before it got too late into fall. But look at that branch. They are just covered in purple berries, and they start kind of boring brown maybe, and then they turn super violet pink, or yeah, it's like a pink purple. But this is called a beautyberry, and that is insane. These berries will be on the plant all winter and add a lot of really cool color, really, and just texture, and the fact that they're berries. I don't know if they're edible. This is called a beautyberry, and that is going to be, oh my gosh, 4 to 5 feet by 4 to 6 foot wide, full sun, hardy 5 to 9. I planted these way too close together again. I've got my holes maybe a foot apart, yeah, maybe 2 foot on center, because I just like how it looked in the pots right there, just really bunched up, and lots of color, lots of, oh my, just look at that. That's crazy. That is just nuts. They're just all over. I've seen these one place. There's a hospital that has beautyberries, a hedgerow of them around here, and in the wintertime is just the most interesting looking plant, and I've been wanting them for 5 years since I've seen it, I guess. Never see it in the stores, but this nursery had 3. I've been watching for about a month. Didn't really want to pay up for them, but when everything goes on sale, I scoop it up. So I've got quite a bit in my driveway, but these would just be a tragedy if I didn't get them in when they're looking nice. They're starting to turn into a fall color, but these berries will hang on all winter, and maybe stuff will eat them, so maybe it's a food source for something. But just look at that color. We're gonna get the hydrangeas planted, which are, like I said, quick fire this time. So we're planting really large quick fire. They're in 3-gallon pots, so they're not huge root balls, but they're gonna be 6 to 8 tall and wide, and they grow in like a globe. You can kind of see in that picture. But yeah, those are gonna be beasts, and I do have those spaced out a little bit better this time. So we'll get these in the ground and mulch on and see how it looks. So as always, we will start with biotone fertilizer, and I've got composted manure and topsoil I'm going to mix in. So the holes will be able to hold a lot of moisture this way compared to the wood chips I've been using, which has posed a problem. So I'm going to start each hole with biotone starter fertilizer and just get in the base. And these are all pretty big root balls, really nice nice root systems. But what I liked is how tall they were. They don't have blooms, but they're super tall and they look great. And I think against mulch that'll look pretty tight. So I'm gonna get them buried really well. Get those air pockets out. Real nice roots, real nice plant. So I made this hole super large just because it's such bad soil, and I'm gonna fill it all in with compost. I've got it kind of off to the side, but I'll make sure to tuck in that that edge, and hopefully this will hold more water, have more soft soil for the roots to go out. But again, this is just the worst spot. It was all rocks and just clay, and thought it'd be a good idea. Got a lot of roots. Look at that. All the way around. Tallest, so let's see how that root ball looks. Oh, it's just solid roots. I don't really know how to break up roots, but probably looks like one that should be, but we'll see. Now this is the bushy one. Not as, yeah, it's pretty root bound. It's insanely root bound.
Wanna come try a rib, bud?
What?
Wanna come try a rib? You want some ribs?
So we made Korean short ribs tonight, and Ripley is dying for a taste. You gotta have one without any sauce, girl. We'll get you later. One plant that doesn't get near the attention that it deserves is this hibiscus. This is one of the few trees that remains from our yard, or one of the few bushes actually. But that is just massive. That's gotta be a 15-foot tree. It's bigger than my spirals. But that is beautiful, and it is massive. This has got to be 40 years old. It looked old when we moved in, but it reminds me a lot of those rose chiffons that Proven Winters has, so I think it might be an older variety, but it still blooms really well. As we meander back to the quick fire hydrangeas that we just planted, this purple beech has got to be looked at again. I had to put a cage around it just because the deer are already rubbing my trees, but that is just awesome. And that copper color in the sun, and then the white trunk. That is awesome. But to the quick fire. Well, I'll save the beautyberry for the last, but look at the view from the road compared to what it was. Just a complete transformation. Not here, here. We've got globe structures that'll be visible from really every point from the road and the yard or the house. And they went in as really large plants. These are huge. These are 3.5 foot tall. They came from 3-gallon pots, but I really like seeing a clean, healthy looking hydrangea. Look at the red stems on that. Big, clean, hydrated leaves, which I just love. And next year when they bloom, I don't know if they're going to bloom this year at this point, but that is going to be really attractive. I love that, with the Dawn redwoods kind of interspersed. For years we'll have a lot of sun on them, and Dawn redwoods will get larger, and then we'll have to deal with a little bit more shade, but the beautyberry, we'll get to that. And then the beautyberry. The beautyberry is just crazy. That is the brightest berry. I grow elderberries just so I can get blooms and berries that kind of look similar, but look at that against the grass. They're just full of berries. That is insane. I've never seen anything like that. That's planted way too close together again, but I like how it looks. So we've got the nice chartreuse of the Dawn redwood, the nice violet purple from the berries. I think that's such a neat contrast, and in winter that's going to be so neat to look at. Look at the blooms on that, or the berries. That is crazy. There's nothing that exists quite like that in mass and just color. Everything is perfect on that. So we've got 3 planted within maybe 2 feet of each other, which is way too close. But overall, I think this bed turned out pretty good. From the side view, you can see hydrangeas from every angle of this bed. It looks pretty busy, but it started even busier, so I like how it's turned out. That was definitely worth the effort. That was a lot of work, but I think next door here, we've got our next project. This is just as confusing of a bed to make as anything I've got, I think. I've got underground wires to contend with, so I can't really go too far into the yard, but this is just a beast of a tree. And I've got hydrangeas haphazardly planted where buckthorn used to thrive, and a few redbuds and a Dawn redwood. So I think I'm going to tackle this one next. I hope it looks as good as the quick fire turned out, and I really want to get this site finished for the year before winter comes. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. What are you doing? What are you doing? You are dirty. Where have you been? Where have you been? Oh my gosh, you got cockleburrs everywhere, girl. You got a smile to breathe, don't you? I like that about you. You are a good girl. You want to catch your frisbee? Where's your frisbee? That's my frisbee, Adam. Come on, let's see if we can catch today. Or if Adam can throw it. You ready? Let's go. There we go. Oh, she got it. She got it. Oh, she's gonna be proud today. She loves that. That's sad. She usually wants to show me how proud she is of it. She's tired. Are you tired already? I'm not just supposed to sit down out here. Are you hot? Was that too much running? Was that too much running? Yes. You are a good girl. You are a good girl. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we will really see you in the next video.